All praise is due to Allah. We seek His help and His forgiveness, and we send blessings upon Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and all who follow his path until the Day of Judgment. This is a true story told by Sheikh Ahmed, an Egyptian imam known for his work with young people. He swears by Allah that every word of it happened to him personally, and he shares it as a lesson. Sheikh Ahmed runs regular activities and lessons for teenagers, boys and girls aged 15 to 18. Among these activities, he takes small groups of students once or twice a week to help perform the ritual washing ghusl of the deceased, so they learn how it's done. He also encourages every family to have at least one member trained in this ritual, rather than always relying on an outsider, though bringing someone else is permitted. It's strongly recommended that family members learn to do it themselves for their own kin. One day, the Sheikh received a call. A man had passed away, and the family wanted him to come perform the ghusl. He agreed, called on 2 or 3 of his students, and they set out together. When they arrived, one of the deceased man's sons greeted the Sheikh at the door and led him toward the room. Before entering, the Sheikh noticed a strange smell like cigarette smoke, but heavier, as though ash and tobacco had been sitting in the same place for a very long time. He said nothing, not wanting to ask questions at such a moment. Then he stepped into the room and stopped in shock. The father's body lay on the bed, and all around it, hammered into the bed frame and even into the surrounding walls, were rows of nails, each one holding a hanging plastic bag. Every bag was stuffed with empty cigarette packets, and every packet was filled with cigarette butts and ash. Dozens of nails, dozens of bags, all around the room. The Sheikh looked at the son, stunned. The son spoke first. "I know what you're thinking. Please don't ask. This was our father. This is just how he was." He explained that his father had smoked constantly, sometimes multiple packs a day, one hand permanently occupied with a cigarette. The moment one was finished, he'd tuck the butt back into the empty pack and immediately light another. Setting the shock aside, they began preparing the body. At first, the Sheikh noticed the man's skin was pale, almost startlingly white. Across his face, hands, and legs, he thought to himself, hopefully, that perhaps this was a sign of a peaceful ending. Allah knows best what lies within a person's heart. He mentioned that he had read in the books of the scholars that a person's complexion can change during the washing, and he had always believed this since scholars don't lie, but he had never witnessed it himself until that day. As he began pouring water over the man's face during the ghusl, the skin started to darken. He poured again, and it darkened further. Inwardly frightened, he kept repeating, "Ya Allah, keep me steady." But with every pour, the face grew darker still. He asked one of his sons to step out briefly, and quietly asked his students if they were seeing it too. One student, trembling, said he couldn't continue and wanted to leave. The Sheikh insisted no one would leave until the task was finished. By the end, the man's face had turned completely black, from pale white to what the Sheikh described as a black hole. Once the shrouding was complete, they left. The Sheikh swore he had never witnessed anything like it before, despite years of doing this work and only having read about it in books. He closed the story with a well-known saying, "Whoever grows up attached to something will likely grow old in it, and may well die in that same state, and whoever dies upon a certain condition may be resurrected on the day of judgment in that same condition." He urged listeners not to let themselves become consumed by sins or habits to the point of losing control over them, and to always turn back to Allah through good deeds before it's too late. May Allah protect us all, and make us people who take heed from such stories and draw closer to Him through righteous actions.